my younger brother.
You gotta help me finish this.
Taught him everything he knows.
You don't want to see where this fight is headed? Start over!
I'm still his trainer.
We have a fight next week. And after I win, I'm gonna start making good money so you can live with me more days, okay?
Good luck, Daddy.
Don't hold your breath, Casey.
Bye, baby.
There's one moment that I have that I truly love with you and Amy where you just say, I was embarrassed that I didn't call you because I lost the fight and I was just embarrassed. And that to me, that was just heartbreaking. As an actor, if something doesn't go right, if a movie comes out and doesn't do as well as you hope, does that happen? Do you get embarrassed? Do you just not want to go out?
Hell yeah, I want to bury my head in the ground like an ostrich. But, and I got embarrassed about this particular movie so many times because when I read it, I thought, this is a no-brainer. This is going to attract the best talent in the business. This movie's going to do wonderful things. Everybody's going to want to be involved. So I started talking about it, and I don't like to talk about things until they're actually done and in the can. And I would talk about it at a press junket. They'd say, what are you doing next? I said, I'm doing The Fighter. And then I end up, the movie would fall apart. I'd do another movie. I'd come back and talk to the same journalist, and they're like, so what's happening with The Fighter? And I became extremely embarrassed, and that was one of the other things, aside from promising Mickey, that drove me to get this movie made.
There had to be a point where you just said, like, it's just not going to happen. Like, did you ever give up at any point?
Yeah, I would do that after, you know, I get the phone call and they say the movie's not happening now, but we'll try something else. And then I'd say, you know what? I'm going down to the gym. I'd go down and beat the bag and, you know, hit the mitts or jump rope or go for a run. And then it would just get me going again. I'm like, no. And then at one point I just said, you know what? I have to take this over. I have to figure out a way to get it done.
You pave streets, right?
Yeah, I do. And I'm a fighter.
I heard you were a stepping stone.
Oh, I mean, I had a few tough fights, but the next fight's going to show who I am.
Yeah, and he's gonna lose that one too. So move that sugar ass and give him
Don't disrespect her.
There's a great line whenever you're talking to Amy where you say something like, you don't understand, you're watching from the outside. Do you ever feel that from the rest of us that we'll never really understand kind of what you do and kind of what you have to go through because we're watching from the outside?
As it is with me with looking at other professions, you know, I mean, that's why I like doing what I do, because I get to actually live in the shoes of these other people and come to a point where after a long time you really do come to understand it. But you know, the thing for me is that there's no problem with that. You know, why should you know what it's like to actually work on this? All you should do is go along and say, do you like the movie? Do you not like the movie? Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? You know what I mean? I don't have this fascination that a lot of people have where you want to look at all the DVD extras and see what's going on and all that. For me, I'm like, you know what? Maintain a bit of the movie magic somewhat, you know? Let's not give everything away.
Mickey Ward is 31 years old. He's here because he needs the money.
Look at the size of that guy. He's got 20 pounds on me, Dickie.
You don't fight, nobody gets paid.
And you brought the boxing ring home. You had one at your house. Is that
still
dangerous? Is that a dangerous thing to do to bring that role home with you? I mean, to never be able to escape work?
No, because, you know what, in order to accomplish my goal and look like a guy who could win the welterweight title, I needed to do it and live it and breathe it every day.
When they hit you, like, how does that work? Did you take punches?
No, yeah, we hired real boxers, and we wanted, you know, we hired HBO, who shoot all these great fights every weekend. I watch an HBO fight, and we figured out, okay, we'll do 60%. You know, you hit each other 60%, but once you catch a guy 60%, he's going to want to hit you 65%. And, you know, we had the #3 middleweight in the world, you know, 7-time kickboxing champ. I mean, these guys, they don't know how to go easy.
Right.
But that's what we wanted. I mean, that's who Mickey was.
There's no such thing as 65%.
Yeah, exactly. So it was worth it, you know, because I got to hit them as much as they hit me. I'm quitting, Shelley. I'm done fighting. I don't need it anymore.
It's sad that you let them take it away from you.
I was embarrassed. I told everybody I was going to win that fight and get back on track. I'm sick of being a disappointment.
Has there ever been a point where you were afraid that you were going to take it too far? I mean, do you enjoy trying to find where that edge is and going over that edge a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's very much what Dickie's about. You know, I mean, Dickie, in his life, he found the edge and then he went way the hell over it, you know, in his life and in the boxing and everything. But he's come back. But, you know, only people who have gone over the edge truly know where that edge is.
Look, Mick, nobody's got heart like you. You're a very talented fighter. I want to give you a real shot. Make one last run at this thing before it's too late.
What about my brother? He's taught me everything I know. I can't do it without him.
With all due respect, he's too much trouble.
Dickie, get on the ground right now! He's a fighter! Break his hand!
Mick, I was doing it for you. You did it for me? What, this? Do me a favor, don't get nothing for me no more, okay?
Whenever whenever you make that serious physical transformation and the filming wraps, you can't shake that. It's not like you can just shake the character and move on with your day. You still look like that. Does that make it harder to shake the character when the movie's over?
No, not so much. I mean, you know, I just shaved my head because I knew the bald spot at the Widow's Peaks had to catch up, so I just shaved it completely, and this is unemployment. I haven't worked since then. You see. But, you know, it'll sometimes, you don't realize it. You know, often I think I've kind of cut it off, but you see, you know, home footage of yourself later, and you're still like, oh man, I'm still doing that voice, aren't I? Whatever. You know, I don't know. It gradually dissipates. How long that takes, I'm not really sure.
You ready for a title shot? Not a stepping stone anymore.
He's using you.
You can't be me. You had a hard enough time being you, and that's why you're in here.
We're gonna train, they gotta go. Why am I the problem? I'm his blood, I'm his family.
You're crazy.
I'm the one fighting, not you, and not you.
It's interesting to look at Mickey and you know, think that he's not where he's at without the people in his corner, whether those people had negative or positive influences. Who was the person in your corner that had the biggest influence on where you're sitting right now?
Well, there's so many people, you know, personally and professionally. You know, my parish priest who was there when I was getting in trouble. You know, my parents, my brother Donnie, all my siblings, so many people.
Was there ever anyone coming up that was bad influences that you kind of thought, like, I've got to get them, almost like in the movie where you had to say, like, look, I love you, but this isn't going to work.
Oh yeah. A lot of my friends, a lot of the older guys that I looked up to, one of them in particular is in the movie, and it's the first movie he's ever acted in. He plays Christian's crack buddy, Boo Boo. He's a friend of mine. He used to get me stealing cars and getting in trouble and getting me arrested. But you know, now he's turned his life around, and he's a very talented guy. And you know, when they were casting all these parts, I was like, we need to cast some real people here. And we just had him audition. He put himself on tape, and they were like, wow, is that the real guy? I said, no, but he's the guy who's going to play the part.
I'm so glad that it finally is here, man.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
It's an honor.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
This is my shot at the title. I won't get another one after this.
Mickey has a chance to do something that I never did, and he needs me.
Okay, I'll see you in Mickey's corner.
This is your time. I haven't been coming like Bluey. You don't have to.
You'll make it what? You'll make it what?